on the way to the hospital to have my bloods done and potentially get an x-ray, depending if they can fit me in. I've been taking painkillers more than I usually would, so the pain has become controllable. And I know people would say, well, why wouldn't you just always have it under control? But because there's so many other organs and parts of my body I'm trying to protect and preserve, I always wait until there is a real desperate need for it. I am hoping my bloods will come back relatively normal so that I can avoid a hospital stay and we can look at some other antibiotics. But I will keep you updated. Yeah, happy Monday. What did you just do?
I calibrated the Vitalograph. So
how do you do that? Can you demonstrate?
You withdraw the syringe and plunger it back in so that the Vitalograph itself can gauge whether or not the reading is going to be accurate from the breath which you provide once the mouthpiece has been attached into there.
That's funny.
You'll be pleased to know, pass the accuracy check. I think probably to do with the plunging, maybe.
Show me how you do the plunging.
The plunging is quite a simple movement, although you do have to keep a very even pressure all the way through the whole motion. Thusly.
You did a great job.
Thank you very much.
So for the purpose of keeping private stuff private, we were just having some general chats here, and I thought I'd include these videos that Adam took.
Yeah. That was even better than the last one. Your FVC is 108%, the forced expiratory volume is 110%.
So my appointment is done. I've done a spirometry, bloods, chest x-ray, saturations, and clinically right now there is nothing to worry about. Which I was just discussing with Adam, I find really strange, because the clinically safe now is a clinically not safe back in the day, before this TB stuff happened. So it's just weird for me how the bar has changed so much that I would be admitted to hospital a couple years ago the way I am now as an emergency essentially, but because things have changed and obviously CF has progressed, but in a way that my body is compensating, which is great, I don't need to go into hospital right now. So I'm clinically safe to stay at home. But you know, IV antibiotics are an option. I just don't want them yet because I've only just finished. So I want to see how far we can push it without. But the doxycycline I'm on is pointless, unfortunately, because the Pseudomonas I've got is resistant to that, but it's sensitive to amikacin. So that should have done more to it. Waiting on the bloods, but we think they'll be all right anyway, and that it might be the rheumatoid factor that has caused my CRP to raise anyway, rather than a lung infection CRP. So again, that's another reason that it's clinically safe to stay at home. So I'm happy with that because I really don't want to go in hospital. It's just doesn't fit in my lifestyle right now, and I don't have the brain capacity to be in there fighting for care at the moment. So I'm happy that I can be sick at home, having tea made for me and being in my own bed and just watching Netflix comfortable. So I'm not well, I'm feeling like an absolute sack of shit, but I can do that at home and I will feel better doing that at home. So that's that, and I will update the vlog with my blood results later on as well. I'm home in bed. Adam made me a broccoli and Stilton soup with double cream, which is absolutely delicious. And my blood results have come back. So my CRP last week was 33. Now for me, 33 is actually high. I know it's moderate in clinical terms, but even when I'm quite unwell, my CRP doesn't raise. and that does show that something is going on. So my CRP today is only 30, so that has dropped by 3 in a week, which isn't great. So I'll probably have a repeat bloods next week. However, my white cells, as far as I'm aware, are normal, which shows that there is nothing major going on that we need to immediately admit me for. Waiting for my rheumatoid factor to come back. If that was raised, it would explain why my CRP is raised. So we'll see how that is. The bar is just very low for admission. I think any increase in symptoms, then I probably just have to admit defeat and go in. And to not be so hard on myself because I've done so well. But I still want to stay at home. I'd rather be sick at home, like I said in my last video. But yeah, I'm going to have some soup, some painkillers, and just chill until little P gets back from school. So I filmed this once already, but I'm doing it again because I didn't like the other bit. I've been in bed all day, feeling like shit, but I really needed to try the McRib. That was my motivation to get out of bed today, which is incredibly sad. I also had my oxygen delivered today as well. I mean, I'll put that in the video, but I don't know how interesting it'll be to some of you. Toasted marshmallow hot chocolate and a McRib.
I bet they're not like the old school ones in the 90s.
In the 90s?
Yeah.
Oh no, see what they haven't done, they haven't covered. It's just got sauce on top of it rather than saturating the McRib with the barbecue
Disappointed
sauce.
so far?
Oh yeah. It's not got that same, oh my god, the McRib, but it's nice enough. It's still got a bit of nostalgia there. Not quite as much. It's not worth me coming back every day for one.
Back in the old days when they were filled up with carcinogens more than they are now, they were a lot different. McDonald's is the only place that I've ever been fired from. I was on work experience. Before I got fired, I'd have a McRib every day.
A hot chocolate's nothing to write home about. Very watery hot chocolate. Underwhelmed, but not
Disappointed.
surprised. Yeah, like not really. It's still nice enough. And we've got a cheese share box as well.
I think what makes me think that it is still like the old one is that the patty is really squidgy. Like,
Oh yeah. It's a sausage one, isn't it? It's not a beef one.
no, yeah,
Or is it beef
it's
rib?
rib, isn't it?
The McRib at your local McDonald's now for the next 3 weeks.
It's not very filling. I could eat 4 of them.
Certified badass.
That was it.
For my 2 pence worth, I don't eat a lot of shit. I try my best not to eat too much shit. But the Philly cheese stack was really good. I love the cheese sauce that they put on it.
I forgot my crayon. If anyone else takes crayon and just notice that they don't work very well recently, I'm on your side. They don't. But yeah, thank you for joining us. So this is my oxygen concentrator for at home, which comes with 12 something foot or meters, I'm not sure, of all of this stuff. And then also it comes with a massive oxygen tank, which is in my cupboard because I don't need it right now. It comes with this big guy for if my electric goes, there's power cuts. And this one gets set to 3 litres. But she did say that if I message her if something needs changing, either up or down, just to let her know and I can change that myself. They used to be locked and now they aren't anymore. But this will be handy for when I'm walking up and down the stairs a lot or want to do stuff around the house and I'm being told, no, you shouldn't because you're ill. And I'll be like, well, I can now because I can breathe better. So that's the idea. 1 minute, I'm okay. The next, not so much. So heart rate is currently up at 121 from walking down the stairs into the kitchen. So I've whacked my oxygen on because that was at 92, and that's not dire, don't get me wrong, like you can live on 92 oxygen saturations. So today's Friday, still not really done anything or been anywhere. I'm hoping that the rest has done something. Like they say that rest heals your insides, like it gives your body a chance to heal. I don't feel like it has, but maybe the rest was needed. I just don't feel like I've really improved from the rest. My chest is still pretty rank. I gave in and actually did a Morrison's click and collect shop. You see, I like going to the supermarket, that's my thing. I like going, I like the experience, I like choosing what I want. I like figuring out what I want there and then. And also I worry if I send someone else that the list is not going to be fulfilled. I just like going to the supermarket, and it's my one time, especially if I'm ill, to get out of the house, but I haven't really been in a position to be able to do that. So I did a Morrison's click and collect, and Adam's going to collect that in a minute. And I'm going to see if that helps me be a little bit more, like, not so worried about when I'm unwell that I can't go to the shops and stuff, and I'll have it kind of all done online. So I'm not really much of an online shopper apart from Amazon. So yeah, hopefully that works out for me, because it might be a good way of me being able to let go sometimes, which is something I need to do. It's 94 and 105, and that's whilst I'm talking. So talking takes it out of me quite a lot too. I'm getting my hair done on Tuesday. Now it's not, the colour's not changing, my hair's not being cut, I'm not having extensions, but something else is happening quite drastic. It's going to be a big vibe change. So I'm nervous for that, but at the same time I'm looking forward to it because I like doing mad shit with my hair. So fingers crossed it suits me, and I'm looking forward to it. Other than that, I don't really know. I wanted to go out this weekend. I wanted to go out, get some fresh air and do something nice, but I'm not sure if that's going to be achievable. We shall see. But I did want to talk about this probe actually, that's why I've got it on. I got this from Amazon for $13.99. It's very robust, very good quality. Wellu Viatom oximeter, and it actually connects to your phone and times specific, like when you put it on, it'll time from start to finish what your average was, what your highest, what your lowest. So you could essentially do your own 6-minute walk test at home, and it's all there for you to see. So I thought that was pretty cool. So that's helped me see at what point in exercise I start to struggle. And clearly for me it's talking, walking down the stairs, and when I just don't stop, and when I just keep going. So it's good to know. But if I take breaks in between, things do calm down. So my body still has the ability to recover from these low oxygen saturations, which does bode well for me and my lungs currently. Not being able to walk up the stairs or down the stairs or have a conversation without feeling this breathless is absolutely pants. And unfortunately, this is whether I'm well or not. But otherwise, I will probably see you tomorrow. Hello, it's Sunday. I thought I'd come on and end this vlog because I didn't manage to get out. The most I managed to do was take little P to my mum's house. I came home and had Chinese for tea. I made the conscious effort to make food for tea, so I'm making my very first stew in the slow cooker because I've been really wanting like a really wholesome meal, so I thought a stew would be a good place to start, red British. Things haven't really improved, so my achiness is gone, which is great. My chest, however, is not improving, it's getting worse. I am using my oxygen around the house a little bit more, although I still don't like using it because I don't want to be dependent on it, but at the same time, I do notice the difference, which is really annoying. My sats aren't drastically low, but if I'm walking around the house at 90, 92, and the oxygen is just going to put me where I usually am, which is 95, 98, then obviously that's better than my heart racing through the roof and my sats being moderately low. The team will say, well, if it's that bad, then you need to be in. But then there's me thinking, I have everything I need at home. There are other CFs in the hospital at the moment, meaning the one CF side room is probably occupied. Potentially that ward, the respiratory ward, is full and I'd have to go to another ward. And I often find that fighting for my care on another ward makes for a very stressful stay. I'm going to try and see if we could do IVs at home, but not amikacin. Although the Pseudomonas I'm growing, as I mentioned, is resistant to most other things, which is absolutely brilliant. So I don't know what our options are, but I really hope that the only option isn't hospital. I'm going to be shaking things up on my channel a little bit because I feel like these vlogs aren't enough. It's not me talking about how CF actually affects me enough. You see my day to day, but I want to do some more talky, just to the camera, not doing anything else, explaining my mindset behind things, how I cope with certain situations, almost like answering questions that I've been asked over the years, but doing individual videos explaining the answers to those questions. So keep an eye out for those. They will come in between my vlogs. Hoping that having my hair done on Tuesday will brighten me up a little bit, make me feel a bit more human, even though it's a whole new style and I'm actually quite nervous. So yeah, that is the last week. Thanks for watching and I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.